entrepreneurs. And I have the wonderful pleasure of being here with Jennifer Locke. She is an author coach and also a ghostwriter who helps entrepreneurs really put their dreams into their book, add to their branding, and definitely connect with their clients. Welcome, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me today, Carla.
Well, I'm excited to hear a lot about me. We shared a little bit about who you are, but definitely if you could let us know, like, how did you even start this journey about being an author coach or and helping other entrepreneurs?
Well, the question is always, how far back do you want to go? Because as long as I can remember, I've only ever wanted to be one thing, and that was a writer. And that goes back to the time when I was like 7, really young.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's always been a passion. I've always loved to read and just read a ridiculous amount, and loved to write as well. And I began writing fiction about 9 years ago. And so I write fiction for it's middle grade students. So that's like you have young adult and then you have middle grade, and those tend to be middle school students. So I had been doing that for a while, and what launched me into entrepreneurship was the birth of my twins. And like a lot of moms, especially a lot of twin moms, but just moms in general, when they're faced with the question of, what do I do? How do is daycare feasible? And we just tried to make it work with, well, it became clear that daycare was not going to be a good option for us. And so
I can
I very,
imagine.
yeah, I very nervously called it was Friday, and I was supposed to go back to work the following Monday. And I called and said, I'm not gonna be back. I can't do it. It was just too overwhelming. Having a child is overwhelming. Having two is a whole nother thing
I can imagine.
in
Yeah.
terms
At
of
this at the same time.
yeah, at the same time, right. And so it became clear that the traditional workplace was not going to work for me. So I needed to find another venue that would allow me to be home with my kids and also get paid for doing what I love. Other people were doing it. I saw on the
Yeah.
internet that it was possible via other people's stories. So I figured there just has to be a way, right? There has to be a way for me to figure this out. And I just began doing a whole lot of freelance writing and pitching various job boards and websites and random opportunities that came my way. I would take them and work while my girls napped. And eventually I connected with someone who wanted to write content, like thought leadership content, to really like up level their brand and increase their brand just with thought leadership articles. So I connected with this person, and we really hit it off and worked together well. I was like, I like this. I'm using my brain. I'm writing in somebody else's voice. I'm doing these articles. I'm getting appreciation for the thing that I like to do. And this person asked if I would like to write a business book for them.
Mm.
And they said, have you ever done that before? And I said, nope. but but I know how to write books. That's a skill that I had been working toward with my
Oh, wow. Yeah.
novels. So I said, it can't be too hard to take that skill set and apply it to this. And it wasn't. I loved just learning about a new form and writing in somebody else's voice. And I kind of equate it to acting a little bit on the page, because you're inhabiting someone else's mindset and writing as them. And I loved
Performing
also
it.
performing. It's like writing is showbiz for introverts. Someone said that, and I'm like, yeah, getting on the stage is not my cup of tea, but I could write all day long in somebody else's voice, and that is just great for me. And I love the long form of it too. So yeah, we had success with that book, the client and I figured that there was a way to leverage that skill and work with other people who had a message, have all this brilliant expertise, have all this knowledge, want to get it out there to a larger audience, but they don't know the how of it. That's what I help with, the how.
So, first of all, how old are your twins?
They're 4.
Wow, yeah. So they're
Therefore,
pretty busy. Yeah.
yeah, therefore, life it's gotten easier and harder in, in a lot of ways, but mostly easier because they're just a ton of fun, and they keep me laughing every day, and they can also entertain each other, which is
Hmm.
nice.
Which is nice. And
Mhm.
they're not crawling, walking there. I'm sure they're running all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. The nap times are no more, but we have preschool and other things going on. So it's not just me squeezing in whenever they're whenever they're sleeping anymore. It's evolved as they have, which is nice.
That's nice. So
Hmm.
are you planning to, like, how do you plan to build your business around family? Because with you writing and they're that age, like, how do you find the time to build your business as they're growing?
Yeah, I think each year we learn just a little bit more about each other, both me in relation to, who my girls are and how I can best be their mom. And I also learn about myself as a business owner and what are my strengths, what do I enjoy doing, how can I really play to that, and then scale that and eventually build that to its. I think time freedom is kind of the ultimate for me. That's why we become entrepreneurs, right? We don't want
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
else dictating our time. We want to be paid well for our talents and kind of see what happens and see what they
yeah.
can do for us. Yeah, so I have yeah, so just kind of doubling down on my strengths and seeing how I can up level and scale them as a business owner as I go further down this road and learn more about really what lights me up.
I love it. So it's interesting that we're looking for time and freedom at the same time with all the activities of family and being home. I'm sure are you finding that to be, pretty challenging, or you've come up with a good system and schedule to deal with both sides?
I think it is challenging. The thing that's encouraging to me and that I see with other moms who are in doing what I'm doing is that you hold it all with a very loose hand.
Mm,
What can work one month might need to be reworked the next month, and
yeah.
what can work one week might need to be reworked the next week. And it's okay to just change your mind and to decide that something's not working anymore and to try something else. So that's definitely a huge part of it, being flexible, and also asking for what you need, asking for the help that you need, and really standing by that, standing firm in your needs, which is we all have room to get better at that, including myself. But it's really important to be able to state your needs and ask for them. So.
Yes, because it can actually, the lines can blur so quickly, especially
Mm-hmm.
in a home setting of when do you stop working, start working, and it's great to have the fluidity and the
Mm-hmm.
flexibility, but if you're not careful, you start working out. I like to say outside your margins, right? You should have some type
Mm-hmm.
of boundaries, but being home, it could be, unless you have some type of, schedule or at least a
Mm-hmm.
task list of these are the things that I need to do today.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter when you're doing it, right? It could be 4
Mm-hmm.
p.m. or 4 a.m., but it's done for the
Mm-hmm.
day, and then
Mm-hmm.
you feel more accomplished, right? I mean, how do
Right.
you get your sense of accomplishment for the day, being that it's flexible?
Yeah, as like exactly what you said. I think having the list of these are the biggest value activities that I can do today. It's really important to
Hmm.
me to get these things done. If that's the only thing that I get done, then that's just going to have to be okay. and and
It's gonna
learning how
have to
to
be okay.
right, yeah, and learning how to draw the line when it's time to draw the line. Stop. It's so easy to get caught up in one more thing. I'm going to do one more thing and one more thing and one more thing. And when I notice myself doing that, then in my better moments, I'm able to take a step back and realize, this is not serving me and it's not serving my family. We're all getting a little crazy. Time to stop. Time to step away.